So good afternoon again, welcome. We are in our November series of our mentor session. We have Ariana and Christiana presenting for us. Before we let them get started, just a reminder, attendees and presenters do get extra credit in the class of their choice for coming. We did talk about this at our last team meeting. I know last month somebody asked if the extra credit expires. And we decided, no, you're good for the semester. You're good to use anytime within the semester, but most teachers do prefer that you use just one form of extra credit per class. So let's say you go to InterSed session tomorrow and today's mentor session, you have to use those in two different classes so that you're not stockpiling all for one class. But to get that extra credit, after class or after the mentor session today, just email the teacher you'd like extra credit in and let them know, Mrs. Nedved, I attended the November series of our mentor session. I would like to use the extra credit in your geometry class, something like that. And then we keep a Google Docs and then that teacher will mark off when you've used it in that class. Okay, so just email that teacher after class and they'll keep track of it for you. Any questions, comments, concerns before we get started? If you do have a question, you're welcome to type it into the questions box. That doesn't go to our presenters, it just comes to me, but then I will forward that question along and ask it out loud. A good question, is there extra credit for both the mentor session and the InterSed? And that is yes. Some teachers do homework passes, I think they call it. Others do extra credit. That's just depends on the teacher. For example, I will always do extra credit. I don't do the homework passes. But yeah, you're eligible for both tomorrow sessions with InterSed and today's mentor session. So lots of opportunities out there. All right, we are a couple minutes past 3, so I'm going to go ahead and I'll just turn it over to our presenters, Ariana and Christiana. If you guys wouldn't mind starting by introducing yourselves, just let us know. I know you've got a slide with that. Make sure you let us know how long you've been with Branson, and I will mute myself and let you guys take it over. If you have questions throughout, throw them in the questions box and we'll get those answered. Go ahead, girls.
Okay. Hi, everybody. It's Ariana. I'm in 10th grade, and this year I've been in Branson for 9 years. So yeah, Christiana, you can...
Sorry.
Go ahead.
My name is Christiana. I am in the 10th grade. I've been with Branson. This is my 2nd year, but I've been homeschooled since kindergarten.
Nice. All right. So my presentation is first. I just want to let everybody know that I did more of balancing a busy schedule because I feel as if though last year I didn't do as good of a job on making friends. And I know that since I have a busy schedule, I can help with people, or try to at least. So mine is first and then Christiana is the second, but they're in the same slide, if that makes sense. Or in the same slides document, yeah. So this is helpful ways to balance a busy schedule and make friends when going to online school. As I said, my name is Ariana. I'm in 10th grade and I've been at Branson for 9 years. Last year I did a presentation for a mentor session on how to make friends in online school. This year my life is so much more busy, so I decided to do it on that, like I said. I'm dancing at a higher level, teaching, working, and spending more time with the few friends I have. On Wednesday and Thursday of every week, I am in the dance studio no less than 6 hours. On Wednesdays, I only have 3 classes, but on Thursdays, I have 5 or 6, depending on which day I do my solo. So let's just say my life is pretty hectic. I am a part of an award-winning dance team. So for the past 2 years, I've been dancing competitively, even though I've been dancing my entire life. And my team alone last year won about 12 trophies from competitions. That doesn't count duets, trios, and
Oh, Ariana, I can't hear you anymore. Are you still there? Let's see here. Ariana? Can anyone else hear her? Or is it just, it's not just me, is it? All right, she went out and back in. So let's give her a minute to get back in. Actually, let's do this. Christiane, I'm going to make you the presenter. Do you have access? You have access to the slideshow too, correct? Okay. And then once Ariana gets back in, we'll just flip it back to her. We'll have Christiana do your portion and come back.
I totally lost connection.
Oh, now you're back, Ariana. Okay, perfect. So Ariana, Christiana, if you just want to do the slideshow portion, and then we'll share Christiana's screen, but Ariana, you can just pick up right where you left off. Does that sound okay?
Yeah, I don't know why that happened.
That's okay. We got you back in. That's what's the important part. So Christiana, do you want to just go back to the slide that Ariana was on?
Okay, so I don't know how much of that you guys got, so I'll just start from the beginning. And hopefully my internet works. Okay, so you guys can hear me and everything, right?
Yep, we can hear you now.
Awesome. Okay, so for the past 2 years, I've been dancing competitively. My team alone last year won about 12 trophies from the 2 competitions we went to. That doesn't include duets, trios, solos, just what we've done as a team for those dances. And that was our first year competing. I know I'm bragging, but you know, it takes a lot of work to do that. It takes a lot of dedication too. Like, could you imagine going to public school and putting in 12 plus hours of dance a week? I can't. Branson helps so much with this. I can do work on my own time, take breaks whenever I need to, and go to rehearsal whenever they need me. So now this year, along with dancing competitively, I'm on my friend's high school dance team. So it's not in the town where I live, but it's in the next town over. So I do have to drive for that. We practice 4 hours a week on top of my other 10, so that's about 14 hours every week, unless we do more. And right now we are getting ready to go out of town to state, which is in Parker, Colorado, and to perform in a Denver Nuggets game halftime. That's it for that slide. Okay, so a day in my life, it includes school, babysitting, and some sort of dance. But I still find time for Netflix, YouTube, and all of those other screen times. Not so much my friends anymore, although there's times when I'm with my friends on the weekends, you know. I wish I could tell you guys that with how much I have to do, I have a perfect schedule and amazing time management skills, but I don't. I am terrible at it. I constantly have missing assignments in school and am often spaced out at dance thinking about all of that homework I have waiting for me. This absolutely sucks, and I do wish I was better. That's why Mrs. Nedved chose who she did for this mentor session, because no matter how much I'm slacking, I always come through with good grades. And I know that Christiana always has nice friends around her too, because last year, you know, we did that. So from now on, I challenge you guys to take these tips I'm about to give and apply them to your life. I'll do the same, and hopefully we can get some results. So before I get into the tips, you know, that's kind of like something that everybody gets all worried about. They're like, oh my gosh, what if her tips don't apply to me? I thought I'd show you guys some pictures. In the top left corner, that's me and my friends at a football game. In the top right corner, that's all of my dance people from like ages 11 to 18. The bottom left is all the trophies we won at one competition. And then we just performed at a fashion show, which is the bottom right. I'm in the way back. And then the gold is from a competition we were in. And then, so just to show you how like much my life of dance is, there's a picture of just 4 people, me and 3 of my other friends. I went and watched them compete in our county fair. So like it's not just rehearsals that have to do with dance, it's also supporting your friends, and it gives you that kind of like family thing, and it's nice because that's another way that you can make friends in online school, like finding common interests. So next slide, please. This is just another slide of pictures. The top 2 on the left with the little kids are the 2 kids that I babysit. Those are my cousins. I have them for anywhere from 8 to 10 hours a day, and they're a handful, but you know, it pays the bills. And then more pictures of my team. On the bottom right, that's from this new season. The top right is from my solo last year. And another thing, like I said in the last slide about the pictures, it's not just about rehearsals and all that. A lot of the time that I take away or that's put into my schedule for dance involves a lot of injuries. So as you can see, like the little sliver of picture I had there, last year I tore a muscle in my shoulder. So I was out of dance for about 2 months, and I had to jump back in. And it's also hard when you get injuries like that in online school to type and stuff, because it hurts to sit and have good posture for a long time. I also hurt my knee last year, and this year I hurt my foot. So it's kind of hard to incorporate getting better into an already busy schedule. Okay, next slide. Thank you, Christiana, by the way. This is very helpful. Scheduling is something that I know a lot of people struggle with, and they kind of like cringe whenever they hear it, I guess. I struggle with it, our teachers struggle, and our parents are like the people that struggle the most in our lives, I think, because especially if you can't drive yet, like our parents have to take us everywhere. So here's some tips for people who struggle with scheduling. 1, plan your days out to the hour, like when you wake up, when you eat breakfast, what class you'll complete that hour. So like having an hourly schedule will really help in having less assignments and getting things done. Tip number 2, figure out how much time you have to complete your work between activities and use this time to get in some schoolwork. So let's say I have a break between one of my classes at dance, and it's about 45 minutes. So I would take something that takes about 45 minutes that I can bring with me, like I can print it out or something, I can bring it with, and then I can complete it in that time. So it helps out a lot in getting my homework done, because you know, I'm not at home to do it, but I'm still doing it. And that takes a little stress out. Number 3, if you have a job, figure out your days off and do as much as you can during those times. So I know a lot of people, when they have jobs, even if it's just babysitting like me, that's still a lot of time and energy that it takes out from your day. So you don't want to do homework at the end of the day. And like that's totally fine, but even on the weekends, like something better than just staying in bed all day is getting up and doing your stuff so you're not as stressed during the week, if that makes any sense. Number 4 is remember to take breaks. When I was in 5th through 7th grade, I used to set a timer for 90 minutes and choose a class and get as much work as I'd done. Get as much work done as I could. Then I would take a 20-minute break. In those grades, I had a lot. I had a struggle. Like the struggle was real, guys. I was getting low grades. I had a bunch of missing assignments. They would go on and pile up for 2 months because I just couldn't focus. And my teacher at the time, actually, I don't remember who she was off the top of my head, but she helped me figure out something that I could do, and this was it. My mom really helped me with that too. In the break, it allows your brain to reconfigure and retain more knowledge. So, I don't know, it just kind of worked. Next slide, please, if you could. More tips, yay! These are kind of my lengthier ones, but whatever. So number 5 is don't go at it alone. Like nobody wants to do that. Sometimes consulting a parent, an older sibling, a teacher, a mentor, or even a close friend about figuring out a schedule can be effective. Most people that I've listed have already been through the struggle of high school and balancing, especially if it's a dance teacher, a coach, or something like that. They can help you a lot because people have busy lives. Um, and I'd like to think that they would be able to give you tips and kind of help you more than I can or